What's up? I'm Will from Mr. Throwback in the Lower East Side.
How long have you worked here?
Almost 2.5 years. I've been here since the beginning.
And how long? So it's been open for 2.5 years?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It'll be like half a year in April.
And what made...
Oh, it is April, May.
In May?
Mm-hmm.
And what made you guys want to open a store like this?
Well, we were selling at a flea market in DeKalb Market in Brooklyn, which got bought by Century 21 department stores. So they pretty much kicked us out, and then we went to another flea market in Hell's Kitchen and started selling there. And that was actually an original location. That's when me and the owner Mike met. So we went back to there after we got kicked out of the flea market and was like, you know what, we got to open up our own shop. So we opened doors here November 8th, 2012.
And what's like a typical day like for you here?
Typical day, I mean, there's no such thing as typical in this store. We get different people every day, whether it could be a celebrity or just a random person off the street. A typical day, I guess, usually consists of somebody looking for something for a family member or like a boyfriend. We get a lot of tourists from like France, Australia, Sweden, everywhere really. We get people worldwide. Japan is pretty big. So we usually get some tourists because we're a pretty big tourist attraction. And then we get people that try to sell us stuff too.
Like, do you find pieces or like, what's your main...
We do everything. I'm one of the personal pickers, so I go out and I hunt for stuff and try and find like old sporting goods stores or lockers or just anything that's... So I got this, I got that. We get emails, pictures that people send us, anything they find sitting in their basement, garage, attic, closet, old room at their parents' house. As far as consignment goes, we'll do consignment if we can't really work out some sort of deal. You know, if they're like, oh, I want this much for it. Or like, okay, well, we can consign it and try and get you that much, get you, you know, we'll split it with you. But we like to buy all of our inventory. That way it's easier for us to keep track. We don't have to worry about, oh, we owe this person that much money. So we just try and buy it on the spot. Sneakers are usually the only thing that ends up being consigned besides like a few jerseys.
That's super cool. So your typical customer is mostly a tourist? Like, what's the price point usually? I know things are pretty expensive, but...
Well, we got jerseys from anywhere from like 60 to 125, that being replica, 125 being like Jordan, 60 being like Jason Kidd, Grant Hill, you know, one of the few more common jerseys that aren't as desirable, but they're still pretty common. We've got jackets, the starter satin jackets, anywhere from like 100 to 200, 200 being, you know, the rare, you know, the top cut ones. Then we've got t-shirts for like 30 bucks, 30 to 50. Sweatshirts are pretty much like $60 a piece. And then we got hockey jerseys, you know, baseball jerseys. Those are about $100. It was this hat, this 1995 Stanley Cup hat that my grandpa gave me when I was younger, and I lost it, and I was just heartbroken because I begged him for it. I stayed at his house for a week, and every day I was like, Grandpa, give me that hat. You don't need it. You don't need it. And then finally he gave it to me, and I found another one day, and I just, ever since then, it's just like exploded, just nonstop, everything. I source every day. I'm always looking for new product. I'm always trying to make new connections. I live on Long Island, so I go to like flea markets in Long Island. I go to estate sales. I try to like make connections with people. So that's pretty much how that goes. You know, someone will lead me on to something else. But it's hard on Long Island. It's getting slimmer. It's getting tougher. The only good thing about it is people, you know, like parents will preserve their house, so they'll keep their kids' room the same. So they won't change much of it. You know, all the posters will still be there and stuff like that. So finding something like that's pretty cool. I remember one time I just went to this house and they just had boxes labeled like summer 1994, and I was just digging through every box, just making stacks, and one time I found one of them I found like a box of jewelry, and I gave it to them. I was like, yo, I just found this box of jewelry. So they were like, you know what, take whatever you want. It was like the coolest thing ever to just like pretty much have that, you know. Someone was like, you know what, go. And it was cool. So that was pretty cool. That was like a year ago. I don't even remember when that was, but got a lot of women's stuff from there too. And then we discovered that women's stuff doesn't sell well for us, so it's pretty good though.
Pretty strictly men's.
Yeah, I mean, we like to say everything's unisex because, yeah, I love it when like when a girl's rocking like an oversized sweatshirt or like a jersey or something like that. You know, that's pretty cool. So, you know, we get girls who are sports fans. You know, I've met plenty of females that were bigger sports fans than guys were. So, you know, that's why we also get the smaller jerseys like the ones you're wearing. So, you know, girls can fit into them. We don't get them for kids, you know, so. We like to provide something, you know, so if a guy comes in here with his girlfriend, we can provide something for her to look at, and, you know, whether they like it or not, the environment's just so much fun, and we're always just so lively and animated that we're always talking to our customers, you know, where are you from, what do you do, you know, we try to become friends with everybody we make, everyone that comes in here, so no one leaves like, oh, that store sucks, or, you know, they leave disappointed. So we try to keep the atmosphere.
And do you have like regular customers, like people that are coming for that one piece that like maybe you're looking for them also? Kind of thing?
we've got a decent amount of people that come in like once a week religiously, just looking for like 49ers gear. But it's, you know, I meet so many people every day that I feel bad because I'll see a customer return and come back, and I just can't remember their name for the life of me. The face, I'll be like, oh, I know you, you've been here before. But, you know, it's very difficult to keep up with all the names because I meet so many Mikes, Chris's, Steves, Johns. You know, it's hard to know the one from the next, unfortunately. But we definitely have a bunch of returning customers. Absolutely.
That's super cool. How does social media help drive your business?
So our store is all about our image and what we can provide for the customer. So, you know, a lot of people see the Instagram and they're like, wow, that's amazing. Like it'll be like a number of things, but sometimes, you know, it just takes that one thing to draw somebody in. So they'll see that, they'll come to the store, they'll be like, wow, this is like amazing. And then they'll see something that'll like spark their memory and they'll be like, you know what, I think I have this in my house. So then, you know, we'll just have more people, you know, coming in, just saying, oh, I found this, I found that, all because they saw one thing on Instagram, or, you know, very big word of mouth. We get a lot of people who are like, oh, someone told me about this store. So, which is pretty cool because we've never had to pay for like press or advertising or anything like that. So, our image alone is just enough, you know, to draw the public in, which is pretty sweet, pretty nice.
Cool.